of videos out today that are telling you, giving you advice and guidance on how to deal with your donors as it relates to this coronavirus. Today I want to sort of change the subject. I want to tell you a story. And the story is from one of my books that I've written. And I want you to pay close attention to it because I want you to think about what I'm telling you, and then I want to ask you some questions at the end. Now this video may be a little bit longer than we typically do when we do these videos, but let me tell you the story. And the title of this story is How to Get Around the Gatekeeper. So years ago when I was at Auburn University working in the development office and we were in a $100 million capital campaign, I called on a company in a large city in the state of Alabama. And this company hired a lot of our students, and so they were very much involved with us. So I go to I set up an appointment to see the CEO of this company. I get there, and the administrative assistant tells me that, I'm sorry, the CEO is busy this morning, will not be able to see you. So she said, but I know why you're here. You're here to talk about the campaign at Auburn. And I have the authority to make a gift or pledge of $25,000. If you will send me a proposal, then we'll certainly make that commitment. I said, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I left the building. I went and sat in my car and I got to thinking about what she just said. And I said, based on the size of that company and based on the number of students that graduate and go to work for that company, then I think that I need to ask for a much larger amount. So after a couple of weeks, and we strategized about what we were going to ask for, and so we decided we were going to go back to that company and we were going to ask for $750,000. So I called the administrative assistant up and I said, we'd like to come and make a presentation to the CEO. We're bringing our proposal with us and we're bringing several people to thank him and make the presentation. So we go to the meeting, we walk into the meeting, and the person leading our group, there were 7 of us, by the way, which is a large number of people making the solicitation. But one of the basic principles that I've taught over the years is anyone who goes on a solicitation call has to have a role. So we walk into the meeting, the CEO, this person who's leading our group is on our foundation board, and he's also a board member of that company. Now that's important. So we sit down, and when we sit down, he says to the CEO, hey, Henry, these people are coming to ask you for $750,000, but you ought to give them $1 million. Well, there was no response from the CEO on that comment, but it started our meeting off with a bang. So we went through our presentation. We asked the CEO for $750,000. He didn't make a lot of comments. He sat there in a chair facing us in 7 chairs. He made a few comments and wrote a few notes on his pad. And then we left. When we got back to the office, we certainly talked about it and strategized about what we did right, what we did wrong. But about a month later, we get a letter from the CEO committing to $500,000 to the Auburn campaign. It was the largest single gift or pledge this company had ever made to a nonprofit organization. Now, the point I want to make, though, and I want to ask you, is how do you get around the gatekeeper? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? There were some things that we don't have any control over. We had no control over what that foundation board member or company board member said when we walked in. Number 2, I didn't tell the administrative assistant that I was coming for a larger number. I just said we're coming to make a presentation to Mr. Goodrich, and we want to, get our group together and tell our story. So again, I want you to think about that story, and I tell stories for a reason. I tell stories for a reason where you can learn from those stories. That's what it's about. It's not about me telling you, how great I am or what are the things that I did right or wrong. I want you to understand from this story, how can you learn from this? How do you get around the gatekeeper? And that's important. Getting around that gatekeeper and getting to the CEO, who is what? The CEO is a decision maker. If you're going to get a large gift, you have to get to the CEO. The gatekeeper indicated, hey, I can give you $25,000. I can give you that. And we could have done that. I could have sent her a proposal. She could have sent back a pledge card or a note saying, hey, here's a $25,000 pledge. You got to think bigger than that. You got to think outside the box. You got to think up.